Hello guys, today we was reviewing one of the worst movies that I've seen in a while. I've seen a lot of good to decent movies in the last for most of my reviews, but I found another film I just do not like. I wanted to see this movie called Atomic Blonde. The movie was terrible, okay? There were many scenes. I don't know why this has a higher review score than Rampage. That film was actually better. This is basically, if you want to watch, it is basically based off the graphic novel, The Coldest City, which I never heard of before. It is made by some unknown developer too. It is why I don't watch indie movies, because they completely stink some most times. And the plot basically is just days prior to the collapse of the Berlin Wall. Yes, Berlin Wall. This is about the Cold War and stuff. In my MI6 agent James Kosygin is caught and killed by the Russians, and who steals the list of people that the Americans have employed. This is not the worst part about the film. The film was okay at this point. Of every American CIA agent active in Berlin, 10 days later, Lorraine Burfin, Topo, MI6 spy, is brought in by the MI6 executive Eric and the CIA themselves, while just finished mission to Berlin. The plot jumps between the debrief room and flashbacks to Lorraine's time in Berlin. The day after, okay, this film was I think this film was made by SJWs. Okay, this film was made by SJWs. The day after Gasser Kuhn's death, Lorraine is dispatched to find the list. It is told to keep an eye for the Russian people, because this film does take place in the Cold War. She is attacked by the Russians and who deliver a message to the boss. The Russian Alexander Biermos, she's able to escape, of course, by reasons, and meet up with a contact. The station head David Priestful. Lorraine searches the apartment and discovers a picture of him and Percival. In the debrief, he tells Gray and Coatsfield that Percival had previously denied knowing Gasser Kuhn, the suspect's Privio. Priestful was behind the West Berlin police ambushing her. When she searched the guy's apartment, they visit the restaurant mentioned by the KBC, and she encounters the Russians again. It's saved by some French named by Delphine Louise Wassail, a rookie French agent that flew Lorraine is suspicious as and then they had to show the scene, okay? This is the scene I didn't like about. This is the reason why I didn't like this movie this much. They literally showed a lesbian sex scene in the movie. I'm not kidding. They literally showed them having sex. It was implied they were. Christopher, having told Lorraine, surveils a watchmaker she visited. She spots the people entering the same shop, the Russians again. The Russian guy tells the watchmaker has a watch full of secrets to sell to the highest bidder. The Kurtzfield meets with the blonde girl, handing her a newspaper containing a number which, when called, confirms that her statue has been compromised. Percival rolls back into the alley and kills him and takes the watch, which has, of course, every single agent in the world, in the CIA, not the world. He discovers where Satchel is. Lorraine does not know where the Percival has the list. She figures out that Stacy, officer codenamed Spyglass, gave the list to the Russians again, and also memorized all the names. The blonde girl and the guy make plans to escort the other guy to the border. Percival meets with Brevards, who suspects Percival has the list. Percival only offers the second best thing: the identity and operations of Satchel to keep the balance. This is basically like those James Bond films. It's basically the SJW James Bond film. They hit all the points. Russians being evil, lesbian scenes, female protagonist. It fits all of it. This is a perfect film for SJWs. as I'm not SJW, so this film was not for me. And to go being up grown men who were trained for years, also tipping out about the plan to execute spyglasses from East Berlin. They finally go to like East Berlin or something like that, and people are protesting to have the wall shut down, and they fight the Russians, and the both Warren and the other guy, and the guy gets wounded, but he drowns when the car is rammed into the river. But of course, he dies. But here's another part about the film. She survives. She can hold her breath for long enough for her to survive. This is a Mary Sue crap right here. This is another thing that made me a bit angry. The guy dies within a few seconds, but she survives for like a minute. Okay, I can hold my breath for 40 minutes under the water if I can, but she can hold her breath for literally a few minutes? What? Oh yeah, because it's feminism 101 here. The girl has to be able to hold her breath longer than the man. And of course, they find out she's bad. She killed the guy. She killed the guy who he or she was not supposed to kill for the list. She does not give the list to the other guys, and she didn't get punished because, of course, because they just want to forget about it. And of course, she goes to Paris, and then she shoots some guys at Paris, and she leaves, and basically she actually killed the rest of the Russians, and she returns to the U.S. with the list. Okay, this film was basically, I always said, it's an adaptation of this graphic novel that nobody cares about. This is basically, if you want to see, the person made this film because John Wick was successful, okay? John Wick was successful because that was actually a good film, okay? That was actually a film that people would actually want to see. This film was basically, they probably will make a sequel to this, but I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch a sequel. The future. Yeah, they're making a sequel, which I'm not gonna see, because I don't want to see a sequel to freaking Feminism, the film, okay? This is basically Social Justice Warriors, the film. This is basically, I'm giving this the same score as The Last Jedi. This film is held back by politics and feminism and forced stuff that nobody wants to see, okay? This film could be way better. Okay? And unlike The Last Jedi, at least some of the characters are likable. At least you can write, at least the characters have stories and backstories. The characters have more plot than anything in The Last Jedi. Okay, this film is actually better than The Last Jedi, at least. Though everybody in The Last Jedi has, like, no story or something like that. Basically, I'm going to give this film at least a 4.5 out of 10. At least it's higher than The Last Jedi. So, make sure you like, subscribe, and sell, and goodbye.